Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. We are here with this week's Monday Night Raw, and we are 3 weeks away from the Night of Champions pay-per-view, the night where every title is up for grabs. Tonight is going to be a big night as well, because we're going to have a matchup that could really impact Night of Champions. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But first off, we have tag team action with Batista and Chris Jericho, the Beast Code, up against the Los Matadors. We'll see how the Beast Code can bounce back after losing the tag titles. Nikki Bella goes one-on-one with the former champion Sasha Banks as well. We have Sami Zayn going one-on-one with R-Truth. Curtis Axel will be in Truth's corner as well. Of course, the Perfect Truth. And tag team action again as we have the Hall of Destruction against the Ascension. And this is our big one, ladies and gentlemen. Cesaro versus Nakamura. Last week they met in the Battle Royal. This week they meet one-on-one. Nakamura won the Battle Royal to become the #1 contender for the US title. This week, Cesaro has a chance to join him to make it a triple threat. And in our main event, Seth Rollins versus Carl Anderson. Well, last week, Anderson and Rollins had a bit of a, a little bit of a scuffle, and now they'll meet one-on-one this week. They got a big victory last week. I'm talking about Luke Gallows, the Balor Club. They debuted. It was huge. Big victory last week against Ziggler. Can they back it up again this week against Rollins? The Beast Code picks up a win over the Matadors. Sasha Banks gets the victory over Nikki Bella as well. Our next matchup, it is going to be Sami Zayn picking up the victory over R-Truth. And in our final matchup, it's the Ascension picking up the win. Now we'll go on to Cesaro versus Nakamura. Well, I'm looking forward to this one, ladies and gentlemen. Cesaro versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Last week here on Raw, it was Nakamura winning the 6-man Battle Royal to become the #1 contender for Rusev's US Championship. It was Cesaro and Nakamura, the final two in the Battle Royal, and Nakamura eliminated Cesaro, who, as you can see, is absolutely livid that he lost that match. And now we'll see these two square off tonight. Nakamura, well, he'll have to beat Cesaro to keep it at a one-on-one matchup at Night of Champions. Cesaro, a big chance to make it a triple threat contest. And Cesaro would love nothing more than to win that US Championship. It's been a long time since he's been the United States Champion, and he would love to win the championship back. And he has a chance here tonight if he can get through Nakamura, who will be making his singles debut here on Raw tonight. Nakamura, just simply an incredible superstar. We've never really seen that many people like him. He's so unique, so gifted, and so talented, and a man that you look at him and you're probably thinking, well, he can't really beat me up, can he? Well, the answer is yes, he can kick your ass. That is really all there is to say about it. We talk about Cesaro and how great he is, and how gifted he is in the ring. Well, Nakamura might be one of the very few that can match him in the ring. The king of strong style is what he's known as, and there's no doubt about that. He is definitely the king. And Nakamura, big chance here tonight to get rid of Cesaro and let the focus be on himself and Rusev. Now, if I'm Rusev, I'm going to say I would nearly want it to be a triple threat match. You're probably thinking, well, why the hell would you want it to be a triple threat matchup? You've got less chance of winning. But here's the thing for me. If I'm Rusev, I've beaten Cesaro before. I know I can beat Cesaro, but I've never versed Nakamura before. So it's a big unknown. It's a big question mark. We don't know what to really expect from Nakamura, and we probably won't know within such a short period of time. He's only going to have, a handful of matches to really analyze and observe since coming here to Raw. So we're not really going to know what Nakamura can really bring to the table, whereas Cesaro, he's been around for a while now. We know what to expect from Cesaro. Rusev's beaten Cesaro many times before. So for Rusev, in my opinion, having Cesaro in that match might give him an element of comfort. Someone he can target, someone he can turn to, and someone he can try and beat. And perhaps he can try and eliminate Nakamura out of the equation, throw him over the top rope, hit a big move on him, or someone try and take him out of the picture and focus on Cesaro, and he'll know that he can beat Cesaro. So Rusev's confidence may lift. But of course, a one-on-one matchup, the odds are 50-50 rather than the 33% chance. So, yes, and realistically, you'd rather a one-on-one matchup. But in my opinion, if I'm Rusev, it wouldn't be such a bad thing if Cesaro was there. So right now, Cesaro and Nakamura to the outside. Nakamura throwing a right hand with a miss there because Cesaro blocking. And now Cesaro grabs the arms of Nakamura, lifts him up, and delivers a powerbomb to Nakamura to the outside of the ring. And that is going to inflict a lot of pain to the back of Nakamura. Nakamura back to his feet thanks to Cesaro. Count of 5 now. Cesaro getting Nakamura back up, which will allow him to get back in the ring. Cesaro wants a piece of Nakamura. You know, we talked to Cesaro backstage before this matchup, and he basically said, look, I'm furious. You know, I really wanted to become the Money in the Bank winner. I wanted to take that away from Finn Balor at SummerSlam. It didn't happen. So I wanted to kind of get a bit of redemption, a bit of a rebound, kind of get a bit of revenge, kind of, get yourself back on track by becoming the #1 contender for the US Championship. It didn't happen either. So 2 in a row for Cesaro that has not happened. And yet again, he talked about the fact with Finn Balor, it was someone new coming along and taking his spot. Well, the exact same thing has happened here with Nakamura. And Cesaro, hold on a second, a hook of the leg here by Nakamura, trying to put Cesaro away, he'll kick out. Cesaro basically said he's not happy with Nakamura because he's come in and taken his spot again. It was Cesaro in the final. Perhaps Cesaro could have beaten anyone else, but Nakamura has come in and has taken Cesaro's opportunity away from him. So Cesaro is absolutely furious and wants revenge here on Nakamura. He's sick and tired of newcomers coming along and taking away his opportunities. It happened with Finn Balor. He tried to take that opportunity away from Finn Balor. It didn't work out for him. Now this time, he's trying to take that opportunity away from Nakamura. Obviously, Nakamura will get the opportunity, but the odds of him winning are certainly, lessened by a great deal if Cesaro joins that matchup. Now, fireman's carry here by Nakamura. Blitz down Cesaro. Trouble now for Cesaro. Opportunity here for Nakamura to capitalize. Is he going to? No. I thought he might try and go for a cover or something. Instead, Nakamura's got him up again. And again he plants down Cesaro. And this time he will hook the leg and try and put Cesaro out of the equation. And the shoulders are up and Cesaro stays alive. Cesaro just grabbing the head of Nakamura and throwing it back into the canvas. And it's not pretty, but it's effective here from Cesaro, who really has to try and dig deep here. The frustrations over the past month have probably gotten the better of him. I think now he just needs to try and clear his head. And if he can get through this match with a victory, we might just see a new side of Cesaro we've yet to really see. A more aggressive side of Cesaro. Here comes Cesaro off the second with a flying uppercut. And that European uppercut put to great use. Now Cesaro, ooh. Well, Nakamura puts a stop to that straight away with a clothesline. Hooking the leg now. Cesaro needs to try and kick out. The pressure's on. And he'll do so at the count of 2. But certainly, Nakamura. A missed fire drop kick there. Cesaro grabs Nakamura. Here we go again. We saw this before. This time, it'll be inside the ring. And a powerbomb there to Nakamura. And the leg is hooked. Cesaro thinks he might have him. And Nakamura will kick out. And now it will be a big test for Cesaro. How will his patience fare? Is he going to be able to kind of grind down Nakamura and earn himself a victory? Or will the frustrations that he's recently had will be too much to overcome here? A right hand there to Nakamura. Now grabs a hold of Nakamura. And now the knee to the back. Right in that neck region as well of Nakamura. And Cesaro will be taken down with a shoulder block there by Nakamura. And now he'll pick Cesaro up. And Nakamura, I thought he was thinking about something big there. And Cesaro with a counter. Cesaro now from behind turns it into a German suplex. Into the corner there. And Nakamura in trouble. Cesaro sustaining some more pressure here on Nakamura. Is he going to try and put him away? No. A double foot stomp to the chest and the gut region of Nakamura there. So Cesaro just trying everything in his power to keep Nakamura down. And Nakamura, look at him. Look at the confidence shown there by Nakamura. It's going to cost him there with a snap suplex by Cesaro. Turning into a cover. I think the foot was near the rope or underneath the rope, so allowing the break to occur. Nakamura, though. That arrogance, the cockiness, the showboating may cost him here. Now he's in real trouble. Cesaro showing his power and strength. And Nakamura just floored there. He was put on the back there of Cesaro, and Cesaro taking him down. Now trouble for Nakamura on the counter, though. I think Cesaro was thinking about that neutralizer. Not going to happen, though. And Nakamura grabs the leg of Cesaro, hits the suplex, and now could be trouble here for Cesaro. No, Cesaro will kick the leg out of Nakamura, and here we go from behind. German suplex out of an act of desperation, perhaps, to try and stay in it. Nakamura was getting close to trying to put Cesaro away. Nakamura this time grabs the ropes. Well, I'm not sure if he's been watching our episodes of Raw and Smackdown and our pay-per-views, but grabbing the ropes is a very risky move around here. The referees quite often do not see it. This time, it worked out for Nakamura. Next time, it might not. So it's a risky move. You would think it's pretty safe grabbing the ropes. You know, you're guaranteed a break, right? Well, not around here, that's for sure. But it's okay. Nakamura is fine. Cesaro now has Nakamura, and he'll bring him into the corner. But an elbow strike there from Nakamura will stop Cesaro in his tracks. Both men exchanging some kicks here. It's really, I think, one big move away from putting this one away. Cesaro had a half Nelson, I suppose, and launching Nakamura to the other side of the ring. And now Cesaro, there it is. There's the one move that could change this match. Lifting him up, hitting the uppercut, and now Nakamura is down, but has Cesaro wasted too much time? Hook of the leg now, this will be it. Will it? No, Nakamura kicking out. I think Cesaro wasting a few valuable seconds there. He just couldn't quite get to the cover. He kind of used everything he had to hit that uppercut, and it's going to cost him. And now Cesaro is going to turn it into the sharpshooter. Well, his tag team partner, Tyson Kidd, uses this very move, and Cesaro is trying to put Nakamura away with it. And it's not going to work, though, but the lower back of Nakamura's got to be feeling it right now. Cesaro, he might feel as though he has him right here. Nakamura, he'll kick out, and Cesaro, this is where the test comes in. He's getting frustrated. He's starting to believe, can I beat this guy? Cesaro is on the grind. He's got to try and keep going here. He's got to try and put Nakamura away. He needs redemption after what happened last week. He needs it. He craves it. He wants it. He's going to try and get it right now. This could be the move to warrant that redemption. Both arms are hooked and off the top of the rope. Cesaro just has to get to the cover now. If he can get there, it might be it. But what is Cesaro doing? Taking a breather before he couldn't get to the cover because he took a breather. This time, he chooses to take a breather when he had a chance. Perhaps he's got another move in mind. Perhaps he feels as though that might not be enough to put Nakamura away. It's a risky ploy. Snapmare takedown now. It's a risky ploy. I thought Cesaro may have had Nakamura right there. But deciding against it, like I said, he could have had the match won. Obviously, the winner will take on Rusev at Night of Champions. You know, if Cesaro wins, he'll join Nakamura. Nakamura wins, he'll keep it to a one-on-one. Rusev will be watching here, wondering, well, how the hell they can beat either of these guys. I mean, both these guys are as good as it gets here on Raw. And Raw's already had an influx of great new talent coming along to the roster. So there's a lot of great stars coming through to really watch out for here. So someone like Rusev, the US Champion, or Finn Balor at the WWE Championship, really has to watch their backs because there's a lot of great new stars emerging. Nakamura is definitely one of them. And Nakamura could be our next US Champion. Cesaro now grabs a hold of Nakamura, brings him into the corner. Cesaro feels as though he might be closing in on a victory here. He's getting close, but Nakamura's hanging in there. Cesaro now, German suplex, and that was a tough landing on the back and the neck region as well from Nakamura, and that might be it right now. But Cesaro again, wasting far too much time, but it won't matter. Here's the strength of Cesaro, the gut wrench. Oh no, he's gonna go for a second one. Cesaro, the gut wrench suplex. And how the hell is he doing this? The power and strength of Cesaro is just incredible. The hook of the leg now, and wow. Nakamura found a way to stay in it, and now Cesaro is frustrated. If it wasn't bad enough before, it is certainly coming out now. Cesaro cannot believe his eyes. Nakamura is kicking out of everything right now. And Cesaro's going to head towards the top rope again, hoping that might be what he needs to do to win this match. Nakamura, he hasn't really got any offense in at all for the last 5 or so minutes. It's been all Cesaro. Again, he tried this earlier. Going for it again. Off the top rope. And now this has got to be it, surely. Nakamura flat on his back, looking at the lights. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. But again, Cesaro wasting time. Had a chance to go for the cover. Decided to wait. And this might be the reason why. Cesaro stalking Nakamura. Here we go. Neutralizer. And he connects with it. The neutralizer to Nakamura. Is Cesaro gonna cut Nakamura's win streak short? Well, he certainly has. Well, Nakamura, it's not the welcome he was looking for. He gets the win over the Battle Royal, but Cesaro hits back with a massive victory. Nakamura has been shocked and stunned here by the Swiss Superman, and now triple threat Cesaro, Nakamura, Rusev for the United States Championship, and it will take place at Night of Champions. Well, Cesaro bowed for revenge. He promised it. He said he was going to get revenge and try and stop these guys coming through and taking away his opportunities. Well, this time, he gets an opportunity himself. He takes away Nakamura's better chances, well, a good chance to win that US Championship, and he grants himself an opportunity at the US title, creating himself a chance, and a big victory here for Cesaro. We'll get ready for our next matchup here tonight. The former WWE Champion, Seth Rollins, approaches the ring as he prepares to get himself ready for Night of Champions, which will be taking place in 3 weeks' time, obviously, and he'll be getting ready for another triple threat match. We're getting a bit of a triple threat-a-thon at Night of Champions, aren't we? Triple threat match at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship. The former champion Rollins, the former champion Ziggler, the current champion Finn Balor. Last week we saw Dolph Ziggler. He wrestled at about, I think it was 50% at best, and things didn't work out so well for him. He came off a beat down at SummerSlam after a hellacious match at Rollins. He got a beat down from the Balor Club. Then Finn Balor finished him off. He had to wrestle the next night. He got a beat down from Gallows, I should say, and then another beat down after the match from Gallows. So we can confirm right now, Dolph Ziggler will not be here. He currently has bruised ribs and a mild concussion, so he will be fine to go, ready to go at Night of Champions. But as for his current status right now, we don't know if he will be wrestling or medically cleared to compete before Night of Champions. It's very possible that we don't know our GM, but the person calling the shots around here might just leave him off Raw to make sure that he's ready for that big main event match at Night of Champions. Here's one of the culprits of Dolph Ziggler's attack at SummerSlam, Carl Anderson. He's got Gallows behind him. They are the Balor Club, ladies and gentlemen. All they need now is their leader Finn Balor out here, but what an impact they've had already, these two men, and alongside Finn Balor and the new champion as well. This group just seems nearly unbeatable, I suppose. They just look so dominant and so strong. Here we go now. These two will lock up. It is Anderson versus Rollins. So Carl Anderson obviously has a big statement to make right now. We saw Gallows last week. He picked apart a weakened Dolph Ziggler. So can Anderson defeat a full 100% former WWE champion, two-time WWE champion Seth Rollins? Can Carl Anderson do it? Well, that remains to be seen. The Balor Club obviously have had a big start so far and doing very well, but they just need a few victories, I think, to solidify themselves here on this roster. They've taken out Ziggler, making life a lot easier for Finn Balor come Night of Champions. Maybe the next goal right now is to try and take out Seth Rollins to make Finn Balor's life easier. So you've got to keep that in mind here tonight. Watch out, the ambush here. And it kind of begs the question. I mean, Rollins and Ziggler, they still aren't on the same page at all. They still hate each other, for a lack of a better word. They still don't want anything to do with each other, as Rollins take over the top rope here by Anderson. Gallows didn't get himself involved, surprisingly. So now, how will their relationship change as Rollins into the steel ring post? He might be going for it again here, Anderson. No, he's not going to be able to, as he's pushed down there by Rollins. And Seth Rollins will get the half crab in and try and keep the legs a little bit sore, get the legs kind of warmed up a little bit there for Anderson with a, well, there you go, with the back of the head taken down and a neck breaker there. So a lot to really look forward to at Night of Champions. You know, can Dolph Ziggler win the title back? Can Rollins win the title back? How long will Finn Balor be champion? How will Finn Balor go as champion? You know, we talked about it in the past. Is Finn Balor ready to cash in? We said no. We said he's probably going to be ready around about, you know, the start of next year. But here he was, you know, 4 weeks later, winning the championship and cashing in. So it was a huge risk on his part. But little did we know that he had two men to watch his back at all times. So Finn Balor's probably pulled off a masterstroke, catching Ziggler off guard, catching everybody off guard. And now, all of a sudden, Finn Balor's gone from a guy that a lot of potential, you know, who knows where he's going to go, so all of a sudden he's the man and looks as though he's untouchable. So it's an incredible move here by Finn Balor. The Balor Club is definitely here, and they are here to stay, and they are here to dominate and take over Monday Night Raw. And if they can beat Ziggler, they can beat Rollins, well, they might very well so take over Raw. Ziggler's out of the equation. Rollins is the next one up. Now Rollins, bouncing off the ringside barricade there, and, well, Carl Anderson doing a great job here wearing down Seth Rollins, who himself can't be all that great in condition either after a hellacious week himself. A big match against Dolph Ziggler, losing that match, getting a bit of a beat down from Anderson last week as well. So, well, for Seth Rollins, he'll want some revenge here on Anderson, but also he'd love to hit back with a big victory just to get his confidence going again. You lose your championship, and all of a sudden you start to doubt yourself. Am I still the best? This time, Anderson sent over the top rope there by Rollins. So Rollins probably doubting himself. Am I still the best? Can I still be the champion? You know, for Seth Rollins, he didn't lose the championship because of a surprise cash-in. He lost the championship because his opponent was better than him on that night. So for Seth Rollins, it's a big, you know, this is a much bigger of a situation. For Ziggler, you know, he could say, look, you know, I was great on the night. I deserved to win that championship. The only reason why I lost is because, you know, I just went through a match and I was, you know, beat down unexpectedly. As Gallows will get Anderson up, trying to help his partner out to try and avoid the count out. And a good move there by Anderson and Gallows, because now Anderson's been able to get back in the ring and keep this one alive. Rollins now has a hold of Anderson and suplexing Anderson down. And Rollins heading to the top rope. Look out now. Trouble here for Carl Anderson. Seth Rollins gonna fly off the top rope. He connected. Is that gonna be it? No, Rollins, he's not done yet. Going off the second now. And try that somersault through, and it misfired. And that could cost him face first. Though goes Anderson. So it won't cost him too much. But Rollins off the top rope, he really looked as though he could put Anderson away there, but decided to try and go for a little bit more, trying to be a little bit too greedy, Seth Rollins. So many people said, you know, is there any possibility of Rollins and Ziggler, you know, teaming up? You know, will they need to team up? I mean, if this continues, if Anderson and Gallows continue to run rampant here on Monday Night Raw, they may have no other choice but to team up, and have no other choice but to, you know, put their differences aside. But certainly right now, it's all about the championship. And once the championship, if let's say Finn Balor keeps that title, you know, once the championship comes out of play a little bit, and it's about, you know, control of Raw, it's about proving a point, it's about stopping a group, a faction, an elbow there, and Anderson's been cut open. Once it's about trying to stop a group, that's when you might see some of these guys who might not exactly like each other try and put their differences aside to put down a common enemy. Rollins getting Anderson up, grabs a hold of him now. Anderson against the ropes. Carl Anderson, here's trouble. Seth Rollins takes him down. And you can see Gallows a little bit worried over there in the corner. Certainly Seth Rollins is getting the better of Carl Anderson right now after Anderson was really dominating the early stages of this matchup. Seth Rollins has been able to work himself back into it. Now, blood here for Anderson that could either really trigger him to, well, get a bit crazier and more aggressive, or it might just frighten him a little bit and kind of concern him and perhaps put a bit of doubt in his mind. Rollins now rolls through. Here we go. The big kick to the jaw of Carl Anderson. And now this could be it. The cover. The referee's counting. And, oh, the shoulders up there. This match continues. Carl Anderson just getting the shoulder up and staying alive. But Seth Rollins getting the better of him, no doubt about that. It's a little bit different this week. Last week it was all the Balor Club. This week, things have changed. This week, Rollins is fighting back, and now it's more of a fair fight. And now we're going to see truly the best of Seth Rollins. And now, uh-oh, here comes Anderson flying through. DDT! Wow! Well, that's incredible. That is simply brilliant from Carl Anderson. And now, that might be the move to get himself back into this match. Rollins now against the barricade. Anderson now planting down Rollins. Here's real trouble now for Seth. Carl Anderson firing up here. And now all of a sudden Seth Rollins is on the back foot. Anderson back in the ring. Rollins a little bit dazzled and dazed after that DDT. Who can blame him? That was brilliant there from Carl Anderson. A count of 7 now. Rollins gets back in. Here comes Anderson. Look out. Oh, neck breaker again. And Anderson continuing the pressure here. That knee drilling into the back of Rollins. Pulling the arms back as well. And Rollins grabs a hold of Anderson. Throws him through. Seth Rollins though. He's not giving up yet. Carl Anderson perhaps about to get the best of Seth Rollins. You know, if Rollins loses this match, then really you can say that the Balor Club have got full dominance here on Raw. But look out! This might be the end of the match right now! There is the curb stop, and oh, wait a second. Here's Finn Balor, and Rollins immediately coming out of the ring, coming after Balor. And these two, they'll meet at Night of Champions. This match has been thrown out, and now Balor planting down Rollins. Look at this! Wow. Head first, Rollins has already taken a lot of damage, and now Balor. Well, we didn't see him last week get himself involved. This week he saw that his partner in crime, Carl Anderson, was in a little bit of trouble. And now Balor getting himself involved there, drilling Rollins into the ringside barricade, forcing him in there, driving him through. And now Rollins able to put the brakes on there, but this time he falls through and falls over there. And Finn Balor. Well, if it wasn't bad enough, Rollins has taken a beating in the match. Finn Balor going to continue it right now. Now Rollins back into the ring. And oh, wait a second. Anderson's back up. Seth Rollins being grabbed here by Anderson. Here's trouble! The fireman's carry into the cutter. And now this could be it for Seth Rollins. And now, oh my, this is going to be trouble. Carl Anderson jumping up with a cutter again. Well, there it is. A statement has been made. Last week it was Gallows. This week it's Anderson. The Balor Club reigns supreme once again. Finn Balor getting involved this week. And now Anderson, Gallows, Balor. The Balor Club have officially taken over Raw. Rollins has been taken out. He can barely get back to his feet. He's a fighter, but he could cost himself there. He gets taken over the top, sent out of the ring, and the ultimate insult there by Anderson. Proving that this is the Balor Club's ring. They've officially taken over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Universe Mode. Let's try and shoot for 1 like. That's all I'm asking for. I just want 1 like. Can you do it? Let me know what you guys thought about this episode today. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next episode.